This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world. I'm Bruce. And I'm Jody. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
Jody.
Hey, Bruce.
Good to see
How's it
you
going?
across the realm of video here.
Yes, across the interwebs,
Yes.
the internet.
Yes. How are you doing? How's everything going?
We're still here. We're still, trying to take it day by day. I woke up and I didn't know what day it was, or I was like, what do I have going on today? I felt like kind of in a panic when I woke up. I was like, what's going on today? What is it?
It is really hard to keep track of the days. They do feel like they all run together. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little weird this morning, but I'm here. I'm good.
Good.
Had my coffee, did a few things. I'm ready to go.
Very nice. Well, as you can see, if you're watching this on video, you can see that I've taken to wearing hats inside now. So it's come to that. So here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has been interesting. The last few days have been kind of tough, and I work from home, so I didn't think it would hit me, but the last couple of days have just kind of been like, ready to get out, but obviously I'm not going to, but I'm feeling it. So
yeah, I think it might be time to get a dog so you have a reason to go outside or something.
True.
Yeah,
I've got kids. We do go for walks, but I probably need to do a little more of that, and it needs to stop raining in Portland because I want to go outside. I want to sit on my deck in the back, which I can, but it's cold and rainy.
Yeah.
So this week.
So, yes, what are we going to talk about this week, Bruce?
So this week, the big thing that I know I've been seeing in social media and people have been bringing up over and over is there are people who are talking about how they are worried about gaining weight while they are self-quarantined.
Yeah, the quarantine 15, is that what it is?
The quarantine 15. And it feels like this is a good opportunity for us to talk about how that totally doesn't matter and you shouldn't be concerned with gaining or losing weight at this point.
Yeah, I think that's with like a higher level thing. That's maybe not something we need to super worry about. Just staying healthy, staying connected with friends and family via phone, video chats, whatever. I think those are kind of the more important things, making sure you got what you need in the house, and putting that added pressure on yourself, I don't think is something that's going to be beneficial for you. Worrying about, I'm going to gain weight or whatever. I think that's not something that we need to worry about at this time.
I would agree. I think that it kind of feels like a privileged way of looking at it, to be like, oh, I'm going to gain weight because I'm sitting around and eating all the time, when there are absolutely people out there who are struggling, who are they don't have the resources, the food, the money, I don't know. It's just like it feels like one of the last things you should be concerned with at this point. And I mean, I'm not advocating for or against exercising. I think you should definitely be active, get out if you feel that you need to. And like I was saying at the beginning of this, I definitely need to be getting out and moving more often. But I'm not doing it because I feel like I have to hit a certain number on the scale. I'm doing it because for my mental well-being,
mental health. Yeah, we actually we got, I don't know, it's just some like switch boxing thing. So you just use the controllers and learning how to jab and do all that. It's like I do it for like 30 minutes every other day right now. It has, and I've noticed a difference already in just how I feel just doing something to be active. I'm used to being on my feet working, 10, 11 hours a day. And now I'm sitting around for about 10, 11 hours a day. And then, so
right.
It definitely has helped, but it's not something that I'm doing to lose weight. It's just for my mental well-being and feeling better about, being in the house all day long. So it's something to do, something fun.
Definitely.
That's something I've been doing.
Yeah. I noticed that with me, if I'm not doing something, my body starts to like crave that. wants to
Hmm.
wants me to get up and go ride my bike or something like that. And so,
Yeah.
I've been trying to be more aware of that, especially as it's like you can't just go out and hit the park, or
Yeah.
just getting out and moving around and going places is a big piece of that. And I mean, we're social animals, so being around other people is also a big thing, and we don't have any of that at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot to deal with at this
Hmm.
point.
Yeah, I think, I mean, yeah, it may or may not happen that you gain weight during the quarantine. And you know, yeah, there might be other health things that we need to be just paying attention to, but I don't think, and there has been a lot of, online jokes about, I'm going to be, what I'm going to gain all this weight, or I'm going to be fat or whatever. Like, I don't really like all that kind of stuff, but I don't think we need to be super worried about if it happens, it happens.
Right.
We'll get back on whatever sort of regimen or whatever schedule of doing whatever kind of physical activities you've been doing. But I just want to make sure that people are more worried about their, keep staying safe, staying healthy, you know, doing what you need to do to keep your mental health there where it needs to be.
Right.
Um,
There is
worrying that you're going to gain 15 pounds or whatever it is, I don't think is the worry that we need to be putting more pressure on yourself
right.
and worrying about that. Like, there's enough going on. Just
The,
it let it be okay to gain weight if you do.
so yes, totally agree, and I think there is something that really put this in my head and kind of put it into perspective. Is this is the on Twitter? Neil M. Webb tweeted this a few days ago. You are not working from home. You are at your home during a crisis trying to work. He says, I've heard this twice today. It's an important distinction worth emphasizing. It's a super
Hmm.
good point. You are at home during a crisis. So thinking about being worried about gaining weight or losing weight uh, during this is not something you should be concerned with. And I don't
Yeah.
think you should be thinking about it anytime. I think activity for activity's sake, for the love of it, is important, uh, but not worrying about the pounds or worrying about
Hmm.
gaining weight or how your body's going to change and however long we are sequestered.
Yeah, exactly. And also about, like, people are working at their homes. For some people are working from home, doing whatever jobs they can do.
Mhm.
But I also don't think we need to be, worrying about being super productive all the time. Like, we were talking a little bit about, um, doing homeschooling stuff, and some people are very like, we need to do however many hours of structured learning time or whatever. I think you need to first kind of, everyone deals with crisis and emergencies a little differently, and I think we need to just give ourselves time to adjust to this new world that we're living in right now. And we go at our own pace. We'll get into some sort of routine at our own pace. And
Mhm.
you don't have to be, plowing through a bunch of books or getting a bunch of work done. Like, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Like, this week I have not been very productive at all, and that's okay. Like,
Yeah.
I'm seeing myself like, okay, there are some things I need to get done, but also I don't need to get them done right now.
I
So
think, yeah, I would say you don't have to be productive during the apocalypse. That's
yeah.
basically where we're at. Is
Yeah.
it that you don't you can see all of these people, and this is kind of a few episodes ago, and really we've been talking about the things that we're doing while we're at home.
Yeah.
We're trying to learn new things and just do things that we don't necessarily otherwise have time for, and that's great if that's what you want to do, but you don't have to do that. If
Yeah.
this is this whole situation is scary and it's a lot to take in, and it's
Hmm.
okay for you to not do anything. If you need to just hang at home and watch TV, do things that make you feel better, focus on self-care. If that is your
Yeah.
kind of self-care, do that. You don't have to learn a new language. You don't have to learn to play guitar. You don't have to do all these other things uh
Yeah.
in this situation, because this situation is unprecedented for all of us. So that's important to keep in mind, that it's okay to process this and deal with it in any way that you feel like you need to.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. You know, I think like we talked about a couple episodes ago, all the things we wanted to do. I haven't painted anymore. I haven't done any sort of really productive, things. But I'm well. I guess I am doing the little boxing thing every couple days. But working on any kind of project, I haven't really done any projects or anything like that. So I'm just kind of taking it day by day and doing what I can and what I want to do, and
Right?
trying to go from there.
That's what you've got to do. You know,
Yeah.
what else we have to do? Drink our beer.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
So
I
I have
I have a lot of beer.
very very
Ooh.
shiny here. Let's see if I can. Okay, this is from our friends at Von Ebert Brewing
Woo.
here in Portland, Oregon. It's called Volatile Substance, and yes, that's backwards in the camera, so I'm guessing it's gonna trying to read it backwards might be difficult. But it is a Northwest IPA, 6.9%, and I am very excited to have a drink of this beer because this just feels like one of those days where I could use a beer.
Von Ebert volatile something.
Yep, volatile substance. Woo, man, alive! That.
Is that a good thing?
Oh, it is. It is.
Oh, oh, oh.
That's intense. Hmm.
I'm trying to look it up on Untapped here.
Yep. Um,
Oh, there we go. Volatile. Is it the fresh hop volatile substance or
I.
just volatile?
It's just volatile. I don't think it's fresh
Okay.
hopped,
Ooh.
but it tastes fresh.
6.7 ABV
This one
and a
is. Yeah.
65 IBU.
Yeah. Yeah. This one. It's. Oh, that's good. That is
It
exactly.
says berry, pine, and dank.
I get
Would you
pine.
agree? Yeah.
I get dank. I do not get
Okay.
berry, but my palate is
Berry.
not that sophisticated, so I'm never really getting, hints of juniper and whatever, whatever else is in a beer. It's sometimes I get it, usually
Yeah.
not.
Ooh. But is it really hoppy though? That I think that dank part is really the.
It is. It is.
Whew.
It's intense, but man,
All right. I'm glad you have
ooh,
that one and I don't.
what do you have?
I have a lot of beer. I got the Rogue double chocolate stout,
Mm,
stout brewed with natural flavor. Ooh. It's a 9% ABV and a 60 IBU.
nice.
Chocolate, and it came in a big bomber.
Mm,
I was at the grocery store and there wasn't a lot of selection, so I just grabbed something that was a little different. And I know I like stouts,
nice. So,
but
what was your experience going to the grocery store like? I have not been
it
in
was
a
fine.
bit.
We've been going kind of later. Well, they're not open super late around here, but we've been going kind of later, so that there isn't a lot of traffic around. But there's been decent amounts of everything. The toilet paper and paper towels are all gone as usual. But ooh, that is really dark.
Oh, nice. Is that one of those B cups?
It is. It's
Nice.
the stout one.
Hey.
Stout cup.
Yep. If you haven't heard us talk about the benefits of B cups before, they are plastic cups for beer, which is glorious because my nightmare is always dropping a glass. Yes. Hey, look at that.
Because I just have one of the boxes. I'm using the stout one right now, but
Yes.
they're all like they have different shapes
It's awesome.
for the different types of beer.
Yeah. Do you remember they have stout, IPA, Pilsner, Funk? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lager,
that's it. Lager.
IPA.
Lager,
Yeah, I don't
not
remember. Yeah,
Pilsner. Yep. Yep. So
it doesn't say.
it's pretty cool. It's a nice way to not have a ton of beer glasses,
This
but
is really
still,
dark. Can you see that?
yeah, it
Ooh.
is very dark. You can't go wrong with Rogue. I'm a big fan for sure.
Hmm. It's a super dark one. I'm gonna have to be careful with that one today because I do. We're doing a photo shoot for Bearskin later this afternoon, so
Nice.
we've been trying to figure that out this week. That's our weird thing today.
Well, you'll be feeling it. You'll be ready for a photo shoot by the time we're done here, and by the time you're done with that beer.
Yeah, I'm not going to
Speaking
drink that whole bomber.
ah, speaking of beer, if you can support your local microbreweries, your 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 brewers in your area or abroad that are trying to make it work, because like it is for everybody, it's hard for them too. They're small businesses, individuals that are trying to do something they're passionate about. So um, if you're able, support them. And a lot of them
Yeah,
are
we were
delivering to home, right? They're
yeah, we were just talking about that a little bit. There, a lot of the breweries here in Portland are either doing curbside pickup or some are delivering within a certain, you know, radius of where their brewery is at. So definitely check out some local breweries around you, or some Google some or whatever.
have you tried to do the home food delivery yet? Any of that? Um,
Like any what
like
is it?
for example, we ordered from Red Robin a couple days ago because
Okay.
they were delivering it.
Did you do DoorDash or did you do something like that,
I
or Uber or
I honestly don't know. My wife ordered it, and
okay.
I I thought it was like a direct thing. They had a really good deal, and we got like four meals for $20, which was
Oh yeah.
which is
That's
amazing.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. And they're it's like they leave it at your door or something like that, and I happened to
Yeah.
be walking past the door as the guy showed up, and so we did this awkward shuffle as to how exactly you're supposed to handle the passing off of the food or putting it down or what that is. So I don't know what the process is for that. That was the
Right.
first time that we did it. So like, do they put it down, you leave it out there? How does this work? I
Yeah.
still not
I
quite
think
clear.
yeah, maybe just set it down. I think you should wear a glove or wipe off the handle at least
Yeah.
wherever the bag is. But yeah, we haven't done any ordering of any food. We've been really trying to stick to, cooking all the food that
Mm,
we got. So
right.
it's weird. It was a little weird, like putting down a big chunk of change for
Mm,
groceries,
yeah.
because we don't do a lot of cooking from home, um, but I'm not going out for lunch every day
Right.
and going to Starbucks in the morning. So we're still saving money even though we're putting down a big chunk on groceries
Yeah. Yeah,
every week. So
we've been making all our meals at home, and it just there have been a couple times where it's been like, okay, got to do something else. So when I went on the last beer run to Von Ebert, they have a kitchen with to go orders, and I actually went there just to get beer, but they also had these amazing chicken wings on their menu
hmm
and couldn't pass it up. So got those, came back, and we ate them like savages. I mean, we just like tore them apart. It
yeah,
was insane. They were so good. It was the best food ever. Um,
yeah,
yeah, and so the Red Robin, it was kind of the same thing, but we're not we're not doing a lot of that for sure. It's expensive. It's difficult.
hmm
Um, we're gonna have to make a grocery store run soon, and that's becoming more and more fraught as uh, they keep telling us, okay, different things. Here's how you stay distanced. Here's
yeah,
now that they're recommending you wear a mask when you're going out. So
yeah.
yeah, it's eesh.
It's definitely weird.
Yeah,
It's definitely weird trying to do that while you're shopping and other people in the aisle, and you're like, okay,
right.
gotta stay back. And
There was a community pantry thing set up near where we live, and we were driving past. We went out, had to get out of the house, and went for a drive, and we're driving past, and uh, I mean, it was just this huge long line, and people all together, kind of going through, and they're having to like pick out their stuff, and it was just like, man, it's tricky. It's tricky trying to structure all this stuff out in a way that keeps people distanced and
yeah,
gets them what they need is something that we just haven't been prepared for. And I think that kind of leads back into what we're really talking about here, which is you don't hold yourself or others to a specific standard while you're at home. I mean, you don't have to learn new things. You don't have to be on some kind of exercise regimen. We are right
yeah,
now just trying to survive, and it gets
hmm
it gets scarier and scarier every day, not knowing what's going to happen, seeing the numbers continue to increase. And that's just added pressure you're putting on yourself that you don't need to.
yeah. I think everyone's got to find their own way, their own routines that
Mm,
work for them. I do recommend trying to find some kind of physical activity you can do some way, somehow.
Mm.
It definitely, I know, helps me with my mental health, things that are going on. Um, I've been trying to make sure I'm going to go for a walk with Bucket today. And, even though it's not raining at the moment, but it's kind of chilly out, but
Yeah,
we're all able to keep 6 feet apart when we're going for a walk and
right. You got to do
doing
what
that
you're
little
comfortable with.
yeah, do what works for you and figure it out. Don't put pressure that you need to be like learning a language or
Right.
you know plowing through books or work, getting all kinds of papers written, or you know even if you're a student, I take some time and figure out what's working for you. And
Hmm.
yeah, don't worry about getting everything done. I saw a few funny tweets about apparently Shakespeare wrote King Lear during a quarantine of the plague. So there are people that are being a little crazy. And what is this other one? Isaac Newton. He worked from home. I don't know what he did during a pandemic. Isaac Newton had to work from home too.
Well,
He used his time wisely.
there will absolutely be things that come out of this. I mean, like we said before, new projects, artwork. I mean, all of this kind of stuff that's going to come out of this that will be
Hmm.
great. But if you don't have to spearhead that if you don't feel like
Yeah,
that's your thing, you know.
there's got to be people that are want to consume that
Hmm.
creativity in those art. Not everyone's going to produce or come up with something.
Right.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Do try to find a fun project that you like to work on. But if you don't, that's fine too.
Definitely.
Plowing through West Wing again, which I'm doing.
Mm, yes.
One of my favorite shows to. I can just binge because I've seen it all before, but can do that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Speaking of binging, that kind of leads into the our thing this week.
Okay.
Do you have a thing?
I mean, I kind of talked about a little bit. We're doing a photo shoot for a new pair of bearskin underwear that's coming out. I guess I can. I do have one right here.
Yes.
This is a new
A.
tropical. What did we call it? I forgot.
Yep.
It's a tropical print. So
I like it.
we've been trying
Nice.
to figure out how to do a photo shoot when we can't use a model, can't really go anywhere. So we're coming up with some stuff. So that
Awesome.
should be. They're probably out already when you're hearing this because it's coming out. So I'm excited about that. It's something fun.
Very cool.
And treat yourself to some fun underwear to be binging your shows or
Right.
being productive in if you need to be.
You need to be comfortable. So there you
Yes,
go.
you got to be comfortable. That's what the main point is.
Absolutely.
What about you, Bruce?
Oh, let's see. There are a lot of things, but I think the one that I'll pick for this week is CBS All Access is free for 60 days now. They start out as
Uh-huh.
30, and now it's 60. And so I decided to watch Picard, the
I'm
the Star
jealous.
Trek show, and I
Oh.
binged it in 2 days. So you can tell how productive I'm being, and that I blew through it. And it was great because I love the Next Generation. So I
There's a lot of like cameos of people, right?
the,
From the like whatever
from the Next
next
Generation and
generation.
from some other other
Oh, really?
shows. Yeah. So
Was Whoopi in there?
not yet. I
Oh,
read an article that said they're hoping next season
okay,
because they
okay,
renewed it for a second season. Um,
okay,
but I watched it and it was great. I loved it. I loved everything about it. It was a very different take on all of this.
okay.
I think it's still it's like the core of what makes Star Trek so good is there,
Hmm.
but it was made for today's audience in a way that just really made sense and really resonated. And
Okay.
listen, you're the last episode, the finale of this season. Uh, if you watched it and did not cry, your heart is made of stone because
Oh,
oh,
wow.
oh man,
Okay.
it was so good. It was great. It was like it was everything that I needed, and I didn't even know I needed it. So
So you said it's free for 90 days now?
so it's free for 60. So they did 30 days after the season had after the finale came out. They did they gave 30 days free for everyone, and I think as they realized that we're gonna be home for a while, they added another month. So you can watch that. You can watch, is it Star Trek Discovery? And they've got a few other shows. Like I think they've got a Twilight Zone remake that's
Okay.
that Jordan Peele hosts. It's some other things like that. So there are things there to watch. I haven't gotten into any. Well, I've gotten into Discovery a little bit, but before this, and
Okay.
yeah, so it was great. Highly recommend Picard, and I highly recommend binging some shows while you're stuck at home.
Yeah.
So yeah,
There's lots of good stuff out there.
definitely.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your
Podcasts.